Good morning, church, Facebook, and YouTube friends. Welcome to Reflect and Revive. I'm Tom Bussinger, and over the last several sessions, I've spoke to you on several topics. One being trusting God in tough times, a second being choosing obedience over fear. And the last 2 weeks ago, I talked about having courage over worry. And today, I want to speak to you on the thought of perseverance. Today it seems when things don't come as quick as we want them to, we give up or change course. We tuck tail, as some would say, and run in the other direction. We tend to believe everything comes in an instant, or it needs to come instantly, or it needs to come easy. Like today we experience instant grits, instant oatmeal, instant pudding, and so on and so forth. We can't even wait to get our food in a drive-through when ordering it, and we want it right now. Okay, maybe that's just me. I've even seen people order their food in a drive-through, drive up to the window, and because it wasn't ready, they drove off. People want it right now. It seems, in a nutshell, if it does not come easy, we want nothing to do with it. We don't want to put in the effort to get that which we're looking for. You see, Webster says perseverance is the quality that allows someone to continue trying to do something, even though it is difficult. Can you think of some real world examples of perseverance? How about going to college? Even when studying and comprehension is tough and it takes more effort than you realize. I had that experience. I had limited belief, or I felt like I didn't know if I had enough capability of the comprehension needed, but you press through, you persevere. How about Wilbur and Orville Wright? Can you imagine how many times that they failed before they actually got a plane off the ground and manned? How about being a parent, a little closer to home? This is a lifetime journey of perseverance. Boy, do me and my wife understand that, and I'm sure you married folks do too. How about Olympians? They spend years perfecting their sport. They go to the Olympics and may not even medal. They go back and train for another 4 years in hopes to course correct and obtain a medal. It's persevering. It's pushing through. When you feel like you just can't get there, you push on. How about riding a bike? It takes perseverance to fall down, get back up, and do it again. How about losing weight? Why do we start so many exercise programs and diets and stop short of the goal? It's the lack of perseverance that's needed to obtain those goals. Just when you're getting ready to make that body change, just when your body's getting ready to accept it, we feel like, nope, it's not worth it, and we turn back. How about marrying your spouse in hopes and wanting to grow old together? It takes perseverance. We've seen folks that have been married for 60 and 70 years. They persevered. They had hiccups. They had road bumps. They had difficulties, but they pushed through. As a matter of fact, the 12th of September this month, me and my bride will be married 40 years. Talk about perseverance. I'm sure she'd say the same about me. Did you ever see the movie Hacksaw Ridge? Hacksaw Ridge. This was based on a true story. A gentleman by the name of Desmond Doss enlisted in the army, and guess what? He did not want to carry a weapon on the battlefield. Didn't want to carry a weapon on the battlefield, you might ask? He was poked fun of, and almost dishonorably discharged. He finally was enlisted and took the position of medic. To make a long story short, he was found amongst his platoon and many others, trying to take a place known as Hacksaw Ridge, while the enemy was overtaking them and many were dying. Desmond was busy running onto the battlefield and pulling his fellow men out, one at a time. One at a time. He managed to rescue 75 men, lowering them one at a time down that death-defying spiral hill called Hacksaw Ridge, while others were running in and taking lives. Think about it. Desmond was running in saving lives. This man displayed perseverance. And folks, that's a true story. If you haven't seen that movie, you should. It's very inspirational. Hacksaw Ridge. And oh, I can think of so many examples of perseverance. How about Dick and Rick Holt? Dick had a son that he could not talk, he could not walk, he could barely even move. And his name was Rick. Rick asked his dad one day, as he grew older, could they run a 10K? His dad thought about it, and he said yes. So he pushed Rick 6.2 miles, and then later it led to a marathon, 26.2 miles. And then the next big ask from his son was, hey Dad, can we do an Ironman? Now this was a challenge. This was a big ask from his son, but his father, through determination, the love for his son, and perseverance, they were able to do just that. This is not only inspirational, folks. It will show you what perseverance is and what it will do for you when you have a made-up mind. So another good short video to watch, Rick and Dick Holt. You can see it on YouTube. It's very inspiring. So let's even look back over history a little bit. For some of you history buffs, did you know that Henry Ford was broke and bankrupt and left penniless 5 times from failed ventures before being successful with the Ford Motor Company? Think about it. How about Albert Einstein? Although the name Einstein is now almost exclusively associated with being a genius, young Albert was not viewed as much of a prospect scholar. His parents and teachers began to think he was mentally handicapped and socially awkward due to the fact he did not learn to speak until the age of 4, and he didn't read until the age of 7. Einstein was eventually expelled from school, did you know, and denied the entry to Zurich Polytechnic School. Think about it. But with perseverance, look at what he done. How about Thomas Edison? Considered unteachable as a youth, the inventor changed the world. He changed the world with his invention of the electric light bulb. But before this great accomplishment, Edison discovered over 1,000 ways he could not build a light bulb. Now let me give you a few biblical examples to bring it home. Joshua was born a slave in Egypt. Along with the rest of the Israelites, he only saw the liberation of the people under the leadership of Moses when he was 40 years old. Joshua still had to wait 40 more years. So a total now of 80 years before he reached the promised land because of the sin and the other Israelites. But all the while he was in Egypt and then in the desert, guess what? Joshua did not give up on following God. He persevered. Let's look at Job real quick. God himself called Job blameless. He served God from his heart in the good times and the bad. Job was very, very blessed for his faithfulness and had everything good, including wealth, family, and health. But one day, he lost everything. His children died, his goods were stolen, and Job became very, very ill. Even so, Job persevered. Job persevered in his faith, and God restored his health, gave him even more wealth, and blessed him with everything possible. That's perseverance. And then Nehemiah. Nehemiah accepted a great challenge to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. During construction, though, Nehemiah received death threats and still had to resolve conflicts and injustices among the Jews who were restoring the walls. He was even advised to flee to save himself. But in the face of all the pressure, Nehemiah persevered. Thanks to his leadership, the city walls were rebuilt and the Jews began to restore Jerusalem with a new spirit. You see what perseverance can do? Now lastly, Jesus. Jesus is our greatest example of perseverance. The Bible says he was tempted in every way and went through many sufferings while he was here on earth. He was rejected by those he came to save and faced much opposition despite being the Son of God. But Jesus did not give up on us. For the love of the Father and us, Jesus endured, persevered to the end. He went through the worst humiliation and torture, death on the cross, without sinning. And you know, I'm thankful my mom and dad persevered in raising 5 children. They didn't have much and could have taken other routes in their life, didn't just abandon us, but they stuck it out. They tried to give us all the needs and a few of our wants. Even though it was difficult, they instilled in us not to give up. Anything worth having does not come easy. Now my daughters know something about perseverance as they face many difficulties, raising their children and their families while having very busy careers. Yet they push through and overcome in order to be the parents, the daughters, the spouses, and the friends that they should be. Anything that comes easy usually goes easy. I can think of a few scriptures as well. Galatians 6:9 says, "And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap, and we faint not." Matthew 24:13 says, "But he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved." Lastly, my friend, don't give up on the brink of a miracle. It takes perseverance to reach that which is worth enduring for. Thomas Edison said it best. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. I hope you take something from this small session. And until we meet again, have a blessed day.